Ken Trahan with Lenny Vangilder. It's our First NBC Bank Weekend Review, brought to you by First NBC Bank, proud sponsor of SportsNOLA.com. Well, congratulations to Sergio Garcia. He broke through, won a major, first time in 73 tries. The guy's one of the best players in the world. It's great to see somebody get the monkey off their back, so to speak. Of course, we were pulling for guys that are coming here to New Orleans in a few weeks who didn't quite get it done on Sunday, but still looking forward to the Zurich Classic.
Yeah, now the countdown begins. The Masters is over now. We're basically 2 weeks away at this point from the start of the Zurich, and it's going to be interesting to see. People will come out here, and obviously I think the field is going to be a little bit better than what we've seen just based on maybe the curiosity factor. I'm curious to see how it's going to be perceived nationally in this respect of now having this team event smack in the middle of the schedule and how it's going to get perceived out there. And obviously that will play itself out over the course of Zurich week.
Basketball, the Pelicans finish up their season Tuesday night against the Lakers in Los Angeles. Then the countdown is on to see what transpires. 1, who's going to be the general manager? 2, who's going to be the coach? 3, who's going to be here, including Drew Holiday? I think these are all legitimate questions, and I suspect we'll start getting answers pretty quickly.
Yeah, well, 2 games left, actually. Tuesday against the Lakers 2. And then Wednesday against Portland. But you're right. And I saw an interesting item that there was not a coach fired during the season in the NBA this year, which hasn't happened in, I think, like 3 decades. It's pretty remarkable. And in this day and age of what have you done for me lately and wanting this immediate success and that type of thing, that is a pretty remarkable statistic that we've gone through an entire season without an NBA coach being fired. All that said, I think now obviously we know this team is not making the playoffs. We're going to see where it's all going to shake out, what this team is going to do going forward. I think some decisions, like you said, are going to get made very, very quickly.
Lakers Tuesday at Portland on Wednesday. Stay tuned. Where the Saints are concerned, a visit from Adrian Peterson forthcoming. It's interesting. I don't know that there's a better word than that. There's interest from other teams. And my outlook on this is I'm not big on running backs with a lot of tread off the tire, first and foremost. But at the right price, why not? The problem is if there's multiple interest, I can't imagine that it's going to be the right price.
You wouldn't think, but it doesn't hurt to ask, right? Yeah, so let's see. Especially now that Tim Hightower has gone to the 49ers, you've only got Mark Ingram in terms of backs that have had a significant amount of carries. You got some other guys who could perhaps step into that role, but I don't see it. Obviously, you've still got the draft out there, and I think it's fair to try to evaluate what is possibly out there and see. And if you could get some incentive-laden deal, then, maybe someone. Again, you're not asking a guy. Peterson's been a guy who's been a 3-down back. He's been the guy his entire career. You're not asking somebody to come in and do that. So perhaps that is a role that he could play and is willing to take at this point in his career.
Turning our attention to baseball, the pro team known as the Cakes opened their season over the weekend. 4 games against Memphis, 1 more to go Monday against the Redbirds, and it didn't go well. The Redbirds have won 3 of the 4 games. Tommy Pham's going nuts here. He's been a major league player part of the last 2 years, and already maybe the top player on the team for New Orleans has been called up to Miami in the shortstop, Riddle, because of an injury to Echevarria. So it's really unfortunate to start this way, but it's early.
It's early. And look, it's the names are, to the people going out there, they don't know who the names are. They know the name of the team now. They know, they know the mascots and they know a few other things, but that they don't necessarily know the players who are on the field. So it's a 144 game season. It's definitely a marathon and not a sprint. So a long way to go here.
Indeed, college baseball, a good weekend for our area teams. LSU in particular rallying to beat Arkansas 2 out of 3 on the road, a very good team that they defeated and really kind of changed the scope of their season, which looked like it was going straight downhill on Saturday when they were way down in Game 2 and looking like they were buried. Instead, they ended up winning the series.
Yeah, that was a huge turnaround, and it's not unlike what happened last year when Arkansas came to Baton Rouge. Of course, that Saturday night game against Arkansas was the infamous Rally Possum game, and lo and behold, another huge improbable type comeback, and you look at the plays and you're like, how did this happen? The game is over. It's a ground ball, a shortstop, and the shortstop airmails the throw over the first baseman's head to allow 2 runs to score, which ended up being the tying and winning runs, as it were. And, even the next play, Greg Dykman hits a ground ball. The second baseman is playing back in a shift. He comes in to get it and just falls over his own feet, basically. So, look, to use a Skip Bertman word, fortune. You need to have good fortune, and it's clearly that's what LSU got in the last couple of innings of that game, and it might have just, turned things around for this club.
The uptick continues for both UNO and Tulane, both winning their series over the weekend, and both with winning records in conference play.
Yeah, exactly. And, look, when you go into a weekend series, you want to win 2 out of 3. That's your goal. Sweeps are great, but at the end of the day, you want to get 2 out of 3, and that's huge. And, by the way, we should mention big college baseball game coming up on Tuesday at the Shrine on Airline, LSU, UL Lafayette, and the Wally Pontiff Classic. Always a great event.
Yeah, looking forward to that. Should be great. And, of course, high school baseball, just a ton of that to talk about, starting with our big game today in Catholic League play. The top 2 teams, at least 2 of the top 3 at this point, as John Curtis and Jesuit hook up for the second game of their 2-game series. Watch it live at SportsNOLA.com at 4:30 this afternoon and on WHNO.
Yeah, you'll see it Wednesday at 4:30, and then we got another one for you coming up on Wednesday live at SportsNOLA.com. Good non-district matchup, St. Charles Catholic and E.D. White. St. Charles Catholic playing very well. E.D. White has been outstanding all year long and might be one of the best teams in Southeast Louisiana. We'll get a chance to look at them as well.
Great matchups, great week, a lot of stuff to talk about, and we look forward to it. So all you need to do is keep it right here at SportsNOLA.com. You'll hear all about it all, see it all. We'll have the Scholar Athlete Luncheon for the Sugar Bowl. We'll have some highlights of that coming up Wednesday as well on the website. So, Lenny, with that, have a great week.
You too.
You have a great week as well. For Lenny, I'm Kenny. Thanks for joining us, and God bless you.